evening, ladies and gents, distinguished guests, children of all ages, and even the Irish. I am Dr. Larry Higgins, and I'm here to bring you a product. I have a question for you. Do you like fast things? Do you like automobiles? Do you like when the fast automobiles throw back to something from the past? Well, if you said no, I think the horse and carriage is just fine for you. If you've said yes to any of these questions, may I recommend the NAISCC Truck Series race, the Larry Arts Production 3 Throwback 200 at Bristol Motor Speedway. Enjoy throwbacks to many drivers, cars, anything really of the past eons. Enjoy it all. It's right there. And guess what? There's also a race involved. But believe it or not, there's more. If there's a certain paint scheme that just tickles my fancy, whatever reason, whether it's nostalgic to me or I feel like the throwback scheme is well used, that driver gets an extra $25. They don't even have to win the race. They just happen to be my favorite scheme of the night. So tune in this Monday at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time, and have such a wonderful time. But guess what? It's not even the end. It's actually part of a doubleheader Larry Arts Productions event. I'm hosting that first race at Bristol Motor Speedway, and the week after, we'll be going a little dirt racing. So, tune in for the 2 weeks of the NAISCC Truck Series race. Yes.
Welcome back to Freaky Fast Broadcasting. We're here tonight, as usual, on a Monday night with the NAISCC Race Car Graveyard Truck Series here at the Bristol Motor Speedway on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. For tonight's race, brought to you by Larry's Arts Production. It's the Larry's Arts Productions Throwback 200. Larry's Arts Production is a comedy variety YouTube channel with content ranging from stop motion videos, vlogs, live streams, and much more. Check them out and all the insanity Larry produces via YouTube today at Larry's Arts Productions. As tonight we go throwback here tonight at Bristol. We want to definitely shout out to all the sponsors we have here at the Race Car Graveyard Truck Series. And let's start off with that Race Car Graveyard, as they've been a title sponsor here since the very start here with the NAISCC Truck Series. Race Car Graveyard is the place for diecast collectors. Lots of 124 and 164 scale NASCAR diecasts available, new, used, and custom right now. Take the code RCGY and receive a 10% discount on your next purchase. You can follow them on Instagram at Race Car Graveyard and message them to redeem that code there for 10% off on your next purchase. Thank you to Race Car Graveyard for being a proud sponsor here. And we also want to give a shout out to our Rookie of the Year sponsor, Hot Lap Designs. With some of the most affordable schemes on the market, Hot Lap Designs offers high-quality custom paint schemes, driver suits, and helmets. Hot Lap Designs does everything from recreating old NASCAR schemes to bring new ones designed by you. Dirt oval, asphalt oval, road course cars, it doesn't matter. Hot Lap Designs can do it. So thank you to Hot Laps Designs here for being a sponsor once again here at the Truck Series. It's been a heck of a season as we're here for race number 7. I'm Zach Hall up in the booth tonight. Joined alongside me, we're going to have Brian Johnson and Robert Moyer Jr. As always, running our production here at Freaky Fast. Brian, we're back here, throwback racing at Bristol. I like this little bit of a curveball. You know, we usually see it at Darlington, but this tonight here, under the lights here at Bristol, it's going to be really, really fun.
Yeah, I think Bristol's a great track to have a throwback race at. You know, Bristol, similar to Donington, and with the amount of history that this track has, and you know, going beyond that, is Bristol. It's the last Coliseum, last great Coliseum, I should say, and it is going to be a challenge for every single person here tonight. You know, you're talking about the Hot Lap Rookie of the Year sponsor there. If you're a rookie tonight and you know, can finish up in the top five, I think you make a good case for yourself there. You know, with the even with the points too, great points night as a rookie here at Bristol. But you know, Bristol, it is multi-lane, but you know, depending on how you drive this track, it can really roast your tires in a variety of different ways. So just you know, bottom line is going to be a challenge.
No doubt, indeed, going to be a challenge here tonight, Brian, as they tackle the high banks of Bristol. And also a cool little factor they got going on is we got Larry Arts Productions, sponsors tonight race. They're also going to be giving out a prize of $25 to the coolest throwback out here tonight. So Dr. Larry Hawkins, he's going to join us up here in the booth at stage one, at the end of stage one at lap 90, and he's going to tell us who he decides is the winner tonight of at Larry's Arts Productions event here, as we got the best throwback of the night. But man, so much information we've had to compile in here tonight, Brian. We only got 30 seconds left here in qualifying, and it's got Ethan Smith up top in the 00. And I've been talking to a few drivers throughout the pits. They said he was a fast driver here tonight, so going to be looking good already starting up front in that 00, it seems.
Yeah, I mean Ethan Smith, he's a pretty good pick no matter what track you go to. But you know, I think especially here tonight, obviously putting down that pole lap. I was watching him in practice. He's looking very, very consistent compared to everybody else. So, you know, if he can get that clean air right at the green flag here and stay out front, I think he's going to be a tough one to beat.
No doubt going to be a tough one to beat here, as that brings the end of your qualifying here. We need to give a shout out to our qualifying sponsor here at the NAISCC Truck Series. That is Sac City Diecast. Sac City Diecast has all your NASCAR diecast needs. Follow them at Sac City Diecast on Instagram, as well as Sac City's eBay page to follow all their diecasts. And with various drivers, teams, and diecast size, you can enter raffles to win your choice of unique, rare diecasts. So make sure you go check out Sac City Diecast. They're our sponsor here for qualifying. But now we bring up our starting grid here tonight. As it shows, it's going to be Ethan Smith there on that pole position. Alongside him, it's going to be the 11 of John Forbes. Great start for him. Third is going to go to the 41 of Trevor Earhart. Fourth is going to be the 81 of Jason Tamer. Fifth is going to go to James Loveland. Sixth is going to be at 25 of Cody Reed. Seventh is going to be Ali Fonseca. Eighth is going to go to the 16 of Tom Bourne. Ninth place is going to go to Justin Sipes in the 18 machine. And rounding out that top 10 is the 32 of Blake Howard.
Starting 11th is going to be Anthony Gaudio. Alexander Light going to start 12th. Jared Talmadge in 13th. Logan Brakey in 14th. Eric Stemp going to start 15th here tonight. Kyle Rochelle in 16th. Kerry Tribune in 17th. John McAdam 18th. Dana Cochran going to start 19th. And Dylan Walterman going to start in that 20th position.
21st going to go to the 12 machine of Ryan Ferraro. 22nd is going to be the 15 of Thomas Green. 23rd is going to be the 98 of Isaac Shelley. 24th, it's going to be the 20 of Jesse Thornock. 25th there is going to be the 5 of Dakota Maniz. 26th place is going to go to the 36 of Morris G. Bogan. 27th is going to be Aaron Kralik in the 01 machine. 28th is going to go to Thomas Walter. 29th, Martin Morales Jr. 30th is going to go to Joshua Freed. And rounding out your field here tonight for the throwback race, it's going to be Tyler Dingler in that 31st position. As we got 31 trucks out here to do battle here at the High Banks half mile at Bristol. Brian, we're about to roll off a pit road. What do you think the key is here early in this race? The risk versus reward has got to be a lot there for these drivers, because one thing we also got to, incidents can pile up quickly here. They have a 24 incident limit, and if you get to that incident limit, you are disqualified from this race. So drivers are going to have to watch out for piling up into incidents.
Yeah, I mean, definitely if you're at the back of the pack, I mean, I'd say anything outside of the top 10, really, you've got to be really, really careful. Don't want to get involved in those incidents. I think we will see one or two drivers here tonight get disqualified by those X's. But got to get as much track position as you can to start out this race, because as this race goes on, it's just going to get worse and worse. So staying out of trouble is the big one. If you're up front, already inside the top 10, already have that track position, what you're going to want to do, you're going to try to gain the little positions that you can, but you're going to want to save some of those tires. Bristol can be really rough on the tires if you really push this truck too hard, so these guys up front are going to be focusing on tire wear.
No doubt, indeed. Going to be focusing on Tyler for majority of the night. It's going to be 200 laps here at the high banks here for the NAISCC Race Car Graveyard Truck Series. And what a race! After we saw the beating and banging in Michigan, they brought them here to the high banks of Bristol. It's going to get definitely pretty crazy, in my opinion, as we're going to be looking to go green here at any moment now as the stage break is at lap 90 for stage number 1. Pace truck is in, and we're going to go green flag racing as Barney waits for the command. The green flag is out, and we're off and away as Ethan Smith's going to lead us to heading down to turn 1 here with John Forbes sliding back, Earhart on the bottom trying to take position, but you can see back here, it's mayhem from the start.
Yeah, this guy's spreading out very quickly, still on top of right on top of each other though. You got Jason Tamer just barely inching forward past the 41 of Trevor Earhart. There's the exit 2.
As you can see, the field very quickly spread out all the way back to the 30th place position of Tyler Dingler. It's 9 seconds, and that shows you here at Bristol, you're getting around this place at 15 seconds a lap. You're already 9 seconds behind the leader. You're more than halfway a lap down, Brian. So Ethan Smith, I think we can expect him to be in the lap traffic pretty quickly into this race if we can keep this thing green for a while.
Yeah, I think by lap 15, right around there is when you're going to see Ethan Smith, our leader, catch those that lap traffic. And when he does, whatever lead he has, it's going to slowly go away. So he's going to want to try to build this lead as much as possible right now.
Build up leads here as we look back at Cody Reed from the bumper of the 11 of John Forbes here in the 3rd position. You see Cody there for that 4th spot along with Trevor Earhart there in the throwback machines. And I gotta say, it's so cool to see the blast from the past here with all these cool schemes. And like we said, at stage 1, Dr. Larry is going to come up here and he is going to pick which truck he likes the best. And that driver's going to win $25. So what a cool concept they got here for a throwback. Have a paint scheme contest.
Yeah, I do like the best in show contest style thing, and I like how a lot of these drivers they have some of the parody schemes going on. There's one truck, it kind of looks like it's Reese's, but it's not Reese's, and another one looks like it's Snickers. Well, that's not. You've got to actually read a little bit into it, and it's pretty cool to see that as we got Jason Tamer up near the front, right on the back bumper of Ethan Smith, and he's looking to pass him here on coming out of 2.
Yeah, I've been watching that too, Brian. He's been getting some runs coming out of the corner, and he's been ducking it low. And that's the question of what will Bristol do here tonight? Is the low lane, is the high lane going to be the dominant way around it, especially on that longer run? Which lane will keep the tires underneath you? I think that's going to be a big question for a lot of these drivers here tonight. And as we speak about tires, we have one of the best tire savers here, I believe, in this truck series. This is the 56 of James Lovin, as he's got Ali Fonseca ahead of him in that Mountain Dew Darrell Waltrip throwback there directly in front of him. And behind him, he's got Blake Cowell in his mirror. But Loveland, always a great tire saver. He started 5th, he's dropped back to 7th, so gave up 2 spots. But I'm sure right now he's got conservation on the mind. And if this thing was to go green for a while, Bristol is a place where you fall off a considerable amount and you can do quickly damage to your tires.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think everyone at one point or another has gone to Bristol and has absolutely roasted a set of right side tires here, and has quickly fallen back or even gone a lap down after running in the top 5. So you got to be really, really careful. Got to be, have a lot of self-discipline with those tires, and make sure you can make it the whole run.
Yeah, it's all about discipline. That's right, Brian. I think you did bring that grade up, and discipline is going to be the key. But this right here already is kind of gone out the window for Justin Sipes. He's gotten into the wall there. Our winner from Iowa, he's got Gaudio in the 3 machine directly behind him. Gotta say, that's a great looking 3 machine. It sticks out. That thing is shining, Brian.
Yeah, I do like those metallic schemes. They're pretty cool, especially once you get into those night races with the the artificial lighting shining off of those trucks. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, doing a great job. They're trying to work the bottom of the road, Justin Sipes, but Sipes doing a good job up top, just holding station. But now you're gonna look back here at the 10 to carry trap view as we say that though. First caution out of the night, and I think it's Jason Tamer in the 81 machine. As yes, he's around here. I don't know exactly how it's all played out here, but we are under caution as our second place man at one point has gone around, and I think it's actually going to come from a little bit of contact. We'll see here if we get a replay here in a few minutes.
Yeah, well, right before that, we had seen the top four kind of get right on top of each other, all under a blanket.
Yeah, we're gonna see here right there the contact between the 11 and the 81 Tamer, and the 98 there, the Isaac Shelley. He's 5 laps down. I think he came out of the pits there and was right in a little bit of the mix here up front. You had Cody Reed also there. But you're going to head down to the corner here, and you're going to see Tamer's going to drop it down to the bottom. But look at this, Forbes just going to get right into that back bumper. And unfortunately, that's going to send Tamer around. It just took a light tap there from that 11 to send that 81 around. And man, oh man, that just shows you, Bristol, you're never safe. That's one of the things I love to bring up here. I feel like a broken record when I say it, but there's no safe spot at Bristol, Brian. You can be leading this thing and quickly be out of it.
Yeah, and we're sitting up here in the booth and loving that, but as a driver, you hate that aspect of Bristol, knowing that it doesn't matter whether you're in the front, in the back, if you're 5 seconds around from the guy in front of you and behind you all by yourself, anything can happen at any moment. And the thing about it is that a half-mile track, you have to have very quick reaction times, and if you don't, then the chances of you getting involved in something go way up.
Yeah, those chances definitely they skyrocket when you're here, and things happen just so quickly. It's hard to get slowed down. Something happens, a lap car up ahead of you. It's hard to see around the corner even. I mean, this place is a difficult place for that reason, and I think that's really why they say it's the last great Coliseum, because it takes that gladiator mentality to get out of here and get to that victory that these drivers are ever so looking for. Is a few drivers are going to be hitting pit road. There you see Tamer, he's coming off it. They do have the full length pit road, so both sides these drivers are going to have to go down. That means they'll be actually entering pit road coming into turn 2. They won't be entering the pit road, or coming out of turn 2. They won't be entering pit road exiting 4. They'll be coming in off the exit of a 2. So definitely have to be watching for that all night long, as we have seen a few coming to pit. And this is an interesting thing, Brian. I'm looking at the lap times. 14:91 from our leader Ethan Smith up front. That was his fastest time on lap number 2. His lap right before we had that caution, 15:66. That's almost 7/10 of fall off there. I mean, more than 7/10. So I mean, we're already seeing a good considerable amount of fall, 16 laps into the run, and that'll continue to travel on. Bristol is that place where, like you said, the right side tires just continuously fall off. And if we see a few guys pull some pit strategy, stay out here, you can quickly go a lap down just due to how short this racetrack is.
Yeah, and adding another dimension to that whole thing, those guys that just pitted for tires, Zach, you said it, they're going to be 7/10 quicker than everybody else on average. So, I mean, you're talking about mayhem coming up through the pack here. So, getting those tires, trying to get that track position, it all seems good and well, but you got to remember, it's Bristol. There's not a whole lot of room to do that.
Not a lot of real estate here at the last great Coliseum, but it's the pace truck in. We're going to go back green flag racing after our first initial 15-lap run. We're back green flag here as we head down the 1. Ethan Smith, another great start. That's going to allow him to slide up to the lead from the bottom lane. That'll be John Forbes there holding on the second, but you'll see there's the 56 of Loveland. He's trying to hold station, but he's got that 32 of Blake Howell up top, and you can get trained on the bottom here at this track, very similar to what a Martinsville would be, because just the flip opposite. You're up top is where usually you'll get trained from, and you're seeing it right now. Loveland kind of stuck on the bottom, but we'll see if he can try to go forward, as they'll have some checkups up top.
Yeah, you can see him down there on the bottom. He does inch forward a little bit in the corners, but he just doesn't have the ability to have that drive off on the exit, and these guys, inch right back. So, hopefully he can find himself a little hole. Looks like he's actually making that inside line work pretty well here, but he's going to have to find himself a hole to get back up into the lane here.
No, you're exactly right, Brian. He is trying to find that hole, but I tell you what, he's doing a great job. He's not really losing any ground, and I will say this: we've seen updates here in the past with Bristol, and the bottom line has become very valuable and very useful. So, Loveland may be the first one to maybe utilize it. It's going to be a question of who can get it done the best. As we're right on board, Tom Bourne, you can see he's trying to get it done also, but got a little bit tight there, almost up into that 24. Ali Fonseca, who's up on his outside. You also got Gaudier directly behind. But, man, we've had a few drivers start back who I didn't kind of expect to start as far back. that are gonna be trying to work their way through the field. So we got a lot of strong contenders, I think, that are still yet to make their name up to the front.
Yeah, one guy that kind of stood out to me was Aaron Kralik starting 27th, but he is already up to 15th, so good job by him to get up as far as he has, just into, 30 laps into this race. But yeah, you're right, Zach. There were several guys that, maybe just had a bad qualifying run or, some guys, some fast guys that, you can typically count on being fast week to week. You come to Bristol and it just doesn't click. There's something about Bristol that it's so different from everywhere else, even, every other short track that, some guys, it takes a few laps for them to get it under their belt.
They definitely can have that factor. We're watching this great balance. John McAdam and Ryan Ferraro back here for 16th place. McAdam has dropped back about 2 positions where he started from as they're battling hard here. You got also Tamer there directly behind him, was caught up in that spin. I mean, look at him just drive and march through this field, and got to think he's on a newer set of tires here, I believe. So that's probably going to be helping that 81. Man, he's taking some risks right now.
Yeah, and one thing we haven't mentioned yet, which is kind of surprising, is you also have to consider the dirty air back here in this pack. At some point, those new tires are, the advantage of those new tires isn't going to outweigh the effect of that dirty air. So he's got to get up through these guys as quick as he can before those tires start getting worn out, and, just having that dirty air on his front nose, no front grip, and, once that happens, you really start burning up that right front.
Oh, we have another caution out here on the racetrack, and trying to figure out exactly what the cause of that yellow was there for. As I look through the field, I've yet to see a car that's had issues, but yeah, we're under our second yellow of the night here at Bristol. So they've done a good job to keep it pretty much green here as we go back to our replay to see what happened here to bring our yellows. We're going to look back here. You're going to have this 17 machine of Jarrett Talmadge here, along with Kyle Rochelle up here in the picture, and you're going to see them coming off the exit of the corner here. Oh, it looks like a little contact possibly there from the one of Dylan Walterman into that 17 of Talmadge, and that's going to send him spinning like a top entering the corner. And unfortunate damage for both of those drivers there as they just made slight contact exiting the corner.
Yeah, it looked like the one got a little tight on the exit of the corner there, and he, had that wheel cranked so he wouldn't run into the wall, and unfortunately that kind of sent him a little bit to the left and got into Talmadge there, and off he went.
Off he went, no doubt indeed, and we're back under yellow here. And this is going to be the question is now, what do the leaders want to do? Looks like none of them electing to come down the pit road. Looks like the first set of group of drivers is going to be led by Morris Bogan and Danny Cochran in the 2 machine. We'll see. Now, along with Kyle Rochelle, we'll see in Justin Sipes, along with that, Jared Talmadge. So a considerable group coming down here, and we'll have to see, are we going to get some tire changes? Because I will tell you this much, 36 laps on the tires here at Bristol will be a huge difference. This short track here, with how little space there is, 1/10 of a lap time can make you look a lot faster around this place, just because it's only 15 seconds that separates a lap here. So a lot, a tenth means more than what it would at a bigger track. So we'll see what happens here. I think these guys on new tires, you might see them quickly speeding through the field here as we see how they get it done. But yeah, they're all taking tires too, so that's going to be an interesting sign here, Brian, to watch the first driver out of the pit road. That's Danny Cochran, to see what happens for him.
Yeah, and the thing about grabbing tires right now is that at this point, you really hope this race goes green to the stage, because if it does, they can make the most out of those fresh tires. But every single caution we get after they get tires, that makes that tire advantage, less and less. So, I think if you're the leaders right now, you're banking on maybe about 3-4 more cautions before the stage. And I think if that happens, I think if you're Ethan Smith, John Forbes, and Cody Reed, I think you're in the better strategy there.
Yeah, that is very true. You gotta think about how this is all going to shake out for later in the race. This is I'm telling you, just from watching multiple Bristol races, and really even one that's fresh on my mind. We had a past Bristol broadcast that a few guys did this same exact strategy that Danny Cochran did, and it really worked out for me. It went a long green flag run there. The only difference is they didn't have stages there. They do have a stage here tonight at lap 90. I think that is the guaranteed thing that Ethan Smith up front can be, saying, all right, we got that guaranteed caution. I'm up front. I got track position. I think he's in the right zone. Some of these guys that are farther back here, it could get a little bit interesting if we went all the way to that stage for staying on the lead lap with new tires, because it's going to be a considerable difference here once we go back green flag racing. The first set on tires, or driving on tires, is Danny Cocker back there in 23rd as we get ready to go back green flag racing. It's Ethan Smith up front as the pace truck's pulled in, and we're back green flag racing here on lap 39, start of lap 40 as they head down to one with Forbes and Smith. Once again, the teammates getting a great jump.
Yeah, I think they may have planned that one out a little bit, because Forbes, man, he was right beside Ethan Smith all the way to about the center of 1 and 2. But Ethan Smith does clear, able to get ahead, and you got John Forbes in second, Cody Reed not too far behind, and then you got old James Loveland using that bottom lane again, trying to get around the 41.
Yeah, it seemed like that everybody's just preferred that outside lane. They have not really had too many drivers commit to the bottom, and it looks like James Loveland's been the driver that's stuck on the bottom for unfortunate circumstances for him. But yeah, it just seems these trucks really liking the outer groove to keep the momentum up here tonight at Bristol. As you see, again, trying to make his way forward on that bottom, but it's just so tough as that outside lane just rolls.
Yeah, I mean, especially now that you have about 2 heat cycles and he sets of tires for these guys up front. As he gets a little tight there, got into the 41 or almost got into him, but as these tires wear, every restart it gets harder and harder to run that bottom and try to make up ground with that. So James Loveland, he's every single restart we get, he's going to want to get up into that top lane faster and faster.
Tell you what, we're seeing one truck make moves on the bottom, and that's right behind this group here. That's the orange truck, the truck that spun out early in this race. Is Jason Tamer. I believe that's due to the fact that he's got some tires to use there. He's put that newer set on when he got spun out, and he's been able to use that advantage here, and he's been able to really make moves. And almost thought about sticking it through wide there. I'm glad he decided to think other than that, just follow Aaron Craylett through. Now he'll try to stick it through the middle there and weave his way through traffic as those tires really put in dividend. You can see there's Danny Cochran also coming in the background, and that number 2 machine is Thomas Green's going around. That's contact there. That's going to send Alexander Light, I believe, around, and also multiple others. That's actually Thomas Walter there, sorry. And the caution's out.
Yeah, multiple trucks involved in that incident right there, and yeah, I mean, that's probably about 6, 7, 8 trucks right there.
That it was an Alexander Light. Sorry, I got him mixed up for Thomas Walter. Yeah, he was the one involved in that, and that was a giant stack up there, and it all started right around Thomas Green and Aaron Kralik. Looks like Kralik may have gotten to the back of the 15 of Thomas Green, which really caused all of that melee. So it's just a giant parking lot down there into off of turn 2, and it's mayhem for a few guys. Jason Tamer, after his first show, he just luckily made it through. Kerry Trabu was involved in that. I mean, so many different drivers, just a few squeaking through. Moniz, Dingler, just heavy contact for a few guys.
Yeah, that 15 truck, he actually, once Aaron Kralik got into the back of him, he bounced off of that 81 truck. So, that just speaks to how important track position is. He was up front and then, got spun, was working his way up through the pack, but still managed to find himself right beside some more trouble. So, being anywhere outside of the top 10, very dangerous place to be.
No doubt indeed. This place here at Bristol does not forgive. And it does not forget. This place at any moment could just reach out and grab you, and you could be a part of parking lots just like that. So drivers here coming down, getting cars worked on, getting them all fixed up. But man, this is caused some type of shuffle up. It's allowed Danny Cochran, also that first driver on the newest set of tires, up to 12th. That should help him gain some track position here as we loom towards that lap 90 stage.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about Danny Cochran earlier and the guys that he pitted with, or pitted with him. We said that they really want to see a green flag run here. But I think with as much positions as he gained right there, and with the timing of this caution right here, I think that works out pretty well for him. That stacks everybody back up. He's still got a pretty decent tire advantage right now, so I think that caution may have helped him out.
Yeah, I think it definitely has to. It's gonna stack everybody back up, get them a little bit closer up to that lead group, and we'll be able to see what they can produce. But so Ethan Smith, he's had a heck of a start here to tonight. He's set on that pole position. Is kind of had that little bit of a challenge there from Jason Tamer for a little bit, but then once Tamer got involved in that incident there with John Forbes, it's kind of been just all Ethan Smith there holding that front lead, and he's looking for that first win this season. He's got his teammate there, John Forbes, who's got 2 wins already this season. And now coming into tonight, Ethan Smith's trying to say, I'm trying to get that win. He's had a really good start. I mean, second in the points. That is a great way to start tonight. And with Trenton Jump not being here, actually, I believe Trenton Jump's actually suspended for tonight. So that he did what they were tonight. I think also Christopher Norris and James Trammell. So we had 3 drivers actually suspended from last week at Michigan. So points leader had to miss tonight. And Ethan Smith could be taking a points lead with a really big race like this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. With those 3 guys out that he's battling in the points with tonight, if he as they're going green, I think.
They
The pace truck was still on the track, so we'll try to clear this up for everybody as we try to figure out what's going on. But anyways, Ethan Smith is your leader, and John Forbes right behind him as the field takes off.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Bristol sometimes can be a wild place, and wild things happen. The pace car disappeared. It has left the building. We might have to contact the admins here at Danny Cochran and ask him if they paid the pace car driver tonight, because he might have gave up. But hopefully we got one for later. But we're back green, like Brian said. It's mayhem from third on back, and it's looking like Cody Reed here trying to hold off that 41 machine, but also that 32 Blake Howell right there in the picture. But you also got some lap machines right there involved also in all of this. That's Mark Rouse in the 91 there. He's got fresh tires, though, all mixed up in this. So this is definitely shook things up, as now you're also going to have Danny Cochran, Jason Taylor with the fresher tires coming up into the picture. We got a wild stuff here happening at the Fishbowl.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if anything, it kind of spread the field out a little bit. So, these guys may be able to run their own preferred lines here for a little bit as, some of these guys trying to make some moves coming up through the field. Like Jason Tamer and Danny Cochran right now, at 8th and 10th right now. As there was a little bit of trouble right there that they got around, but these guys trying to make their way up through the field, get those positions, and with the field being spread out from that whatever that was with the pace truck earlier, that's going to make it a little tougher on them.
That it happens, and there you see Cochran was going to get by a few of that, and it was Howell who really got stacked up there in the middle, 3 wide. Luckily, he saves the truck. Everybody gets through it there, and we stay green. As these drivers, we've had some cautions here so far tonight, but I tell you what, they've had some great racing too. Bristol, a tough track to keep it nice and green here, and they've done a good job of doing that for majority of this first stage. And tonight, as you'll see from that deck lid cam, there it is. Danny Cochran looking back to Ali Fonseca and that Darrell Waltrip throwback. But you'll see there, finally, Danny Cochran getting the power move done in the throwback to Kevin Harvick. Reese's machine there is he's making his way forward in that fresh tires of his, along with Tamer up ahead, who's pitted with fresher.
Yeah, Danny's scheme looking pretty good. You can always count on him having some sort of Kevin Harvick related scheme out there, and looking good. Started 19th. Probably not the best qualifying effort that he wanted, but up to 8th, so a good run for him as Ethan Smith up half a second in the lead. He does seems to have a little bit of right rear damage. Not sure where that came from, but I don't think that's affecting his truck too much at this time.
And we're right on board here with Logan Freeky up ahead of him. We're going to have Eric Stamping 53 trying to fight his way forward. You're going to have Thomas Walter in the 57 up there on the bottom trying to fight his way by Anthony Gaudio. And this is the battle for 11th on back with Fonseca up ahead. This group starting to fall a little ways back from that first group up ahead, but great battles nonetheless through here. Is now, I believe, actually Danny Cochran in the 2 machine on those newer tires. He's finally caught up to that fresh pack up ahead, and he's starting to make a little moves as he's got past Tamer as that front group. And up ahead of him, we're going to have a contact as the 2 spun around in front of the field, and that was contact from the 81 of Tamer right as I was watching it.
Yeah, it looks like he just went a little bit too deep in there.
Yeah, that's going to bring out the caution there. So Danny Cochran spun around there after working his way up to that 7th spot. Definitely going to probably have a little bit of frustrations there from the number 2 Buddy's machine there as he slides up into the spot there. Tamer here as they come down the front straightaway, going to just give him a little nudge heading off into the corner. And oh no, the 2 going to go around, but look at this great save from the 2. He's going to keep it nice and straight sideways here. Let it come down the banking with the front tires locked in. Once he gets there, he corrects it and brings it back around. As luckily, you can see the field had plenty of time to get by there and not get into the 2 machines, so not too much damage, but another caution out here on the racing surface.
Yeah, good news is the pace truck is back. He is on the track as the leaders are coming down pit road.
Oh, yes, they are. Ethan Smith going to lead them down. Forbes, Reed. Looks like Earhart going to stay out along with Loveland. And it's interesting calls being made from all throughout this field here as drivers gaining track position, losing track position here before the stage end at lap 90. This is going to be an interesting call for some of these guys.
Yeah, this is definitely going to shake the field up quite a bit. And it is going to make for one heck of a run to the end of the stage here because, all these guys that elected not to pit under this caution, they're looking at the laps and they're saying, hey, it's only 20 laps to the stage. If I don't grab tires right now, I can't lose that many positions, right? Well, we will see. But nonetheless, it is going to create, some type of racing out here in a few laps.
Yeah, it's going to, really change the whole perspective of really what we have here because right now I'm looking through our field. It's Trevor Earhart, it's James Loveland, it's Eric Stamp, Logan Brakey, Ryan Ferraro, Jesse Thornott, and it looks like Kyle Rochelle, who is 7 laps down. So it's really going to be only, I believe, 5 drivers who stayed out there. So actually, sorry, 6 drivers who stayed out. So 7th place, it looks like where Ethan Smith is going to restart on the fresh tires. I think this is going to be a considerable difference in speed here also. So, I mean, it's going to be a little bit of mayhem, but I tell you what, those drivers who stayed out here, those 6, they're going to have to be looking in their mirrors because there's going to be a lot of drivers looking to go forward here at the end of the stage to get those points for those bonus points because they're just so critical.
Yeah, I mean, I think what these guys not pitting here is hoping for is that, hey, we're coming down through the stage. Guys are going to drive aggressively to try to get those stage points, and they're going to wreck. And they're going to have a whole bunch of cautions, and they won't have the opportunity to lose those positions. Because, I know guys like Trevor Earhart and James Loveland up there, I don't think they pitted once this race. So they're on the same set of tires that they were on since lap 1. So those things are pretty worn out by this point.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I mean, Earhart, Loveland up front, both on the same set of tires they started this race with. Stamp, Brakey, Ferraro, they're on lap 49 is when the last time they pitted. Thornott is going to be 36. So all different sets of tires there. This is going to be an interesting scenario with 2 guys up front who have not pit yet and with a group of drivers who have all pit. So pace truck's going to pull in this time here. We're going to ride on board, looks like, with the 00s. He's got the fresh tires. We're going back green flag racing here. As you can see, now the great start from Ferraro. That inside lane did not get going as that front 4 is gone in a way. We're going to be seeing what type of moves the new tires can make as they head down the back straightaway. It's almost 3 wide for that position. Ferraro in the middle. Oh no, this is getting crazy off the exit. Luckily, they make it through it.
Yeah, just barely. I tell you what, 3 wide at Bristol in these trucks can be very hairy. But they're making it work as, those top 4, they're making it work. They're getting away as the 53 right there. Eric Stamp actually just took the lead as Ethan Smith and company coming in a hurry.
Eric Stamp, our winner from Atlanta, out front here in the 53 machine here, quickly clicking away laps here as we near that lap 90 stage. This next time by here, it'll be 15 to go for stage number 1. And I tell you what, in Bristol, you could blink your eyes and that would happen. So going to have to stay with us here, folks, as we're coming down to the end of the stage. Stamp out front, Earhart up the second, Loveland in third. They have yet to pit, holding strong there as now Smith's up to 4th. He's up to 5th, trying to make that move for 4th now on braking.
Yeah, and I gotta say, Ethan Smith doing a great job with those new tires, but those guys on the old tires, especially Earhart and Loveland right there, they're doing a tremendous job with those old tires, staying up as far ahead as they are right now.
They really have, Brian. It's really impressive to see how much they've hung on there, as now the 00 past the 29er Breaky, who was really getting swamped up high as he's getting passed by Reed, Forbes, and multiple drivers along with Tom Bourne there as they head down into the corner. It's going to be Tamer and the 24 Fonseca directly behind that group. As you can see here, the 00 trying to work his way by Loveland, who's on that same set of tires he started this race. Great job by him. It's lap 79, and he's still making that thing work.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think this is when it kind of starts to snowball. Those new tires have caught you, and now it seems like everybody's going to pass you. But Ethan Smith, John Forbes still making their way up towards the front right now on the back bumper of Trevor Earhart in that 41. Ethan Smith looking down low. Side by side as they come out of 2, Ethan Smith had to crank that thing a little bit more than he wanted to, had to scrub some speed coming off the exit, but it looks like he may be able to clear coming out of 4.
And heading down this back stretch here, the 00 there makes that pass into 3 up past that number 41 Bashir Earhart. Like you said, I think it's snowballing now. Like you said, you get up high, you get passed by new tires, and each car is a new set of tires from here on out. So right now, Earhart, Loveland, them trying to hang on to what they got. Can Eric Stamp hang on to it for the stage win? Because he's still got half a second gap, and we are closing down the laps. It's 8 to go here, coming to 7 this next time by.
I tell you what, Zach, he's driving hard as we got a caution, and we are getting word that is the stage.
So that is the stage there, actually. Wow, okay. That is very, very interesting. That is on lap 84, so I figure they might have decided to do that there. But yeah, that's our 5th caution of the night there. And man, it's definitely a interesting scenario here with this being the stage caution. This is going to kind of change things up, as we were looking to bring up from Larry Arts Productions, Dr. Larry Hankins, as we'll wait to see if he joins us here in the booth, as it's a little bit earlier stage than maybe he was waiting for. But right now, I believe this is the end of our stage here, Brian.
Yeah, unfortunately, it ended a little bit early, but, that's okay as we see Eric Stamp coming down to get himself some tires. But Ethan Smith, John Forbes, and those guys, they just pitted. They don't need tires, so they're going to stay out here at this stage and, have a extra set going into stage 2.
Yeah, this is going to definitely, change that aspect up, because I feel like if we would have went a few more, maybe they'd have considered to come back down, but they're going to elect to do that. I think it's a smart thing to do. Keep themselves out there with the track position as they circulate around here.
Yeah, and you got to remember Trevor Earhart and Loveland there. This is the first time that they're pitting, so they only have used 1 set so far in this race. So they have, I believe, probably the most tire sets out of anybody heading into stage 2. So if those cautions come out and they pick a good time to pit, and work that strategy right, they could be sitting pretty here, towards the end of the race.
Yeah, they could very well be sitting definitely in a good position there, as we continue to pace around here at Bristol. We're trying to figure out some technical things here, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like maybe we are not possibly going to be able to get Dr. Larry Hankins in here, as we may be running into some issues with that at the moment, as we're looking for him here in our channels, but we can't find him. So at the moment, unfortunately, we can't have a chat with him, but we'll stay under caution here as we pace here at Bristol, Brian. And stage 1 underway, closed now. Now we're gonna stay. Now we got to go all the way to the end of this 200 laps, man. It's gonna be an interesting strategy. I mean, fuel is not gonna be an issue here at Bristol ever. That's not something we're gonna talk about. It's gonna be the tires.
Yeah, fuel, these short tracks, Bristol, Richmond usually, and Martinsville, fuel is definitely not the problem. It's these tires. When do you come down to get tires? When is it going to be most advantageous for you? When is a caution going to come out? You can always bank on a caution coming out here at Bristol, so you have to consider that into your strategy. So you know, man, it's a tough call. I always hate calling strategy here at Bristol just because you're gonna get more cautions than you usually do week to week. So picking the right time to pick can be pretty difficult.
And picking the right time can always be a difficult call to make here at Bristol, but it looks like we're going back green here, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of stage one. As we go back green, Eric Stemp won that stage. We're back here at Green Flag Racing after our North Stars Design stage.
Yeah, Ethan Smith, another great restart by him, able to gap his teammate there, John Forbes, a little bit. As you see, the 24 there of Ali Fonseca trying to make that bottom work like Loveland was earlier, but unfortunately just not being able to make anything happen down there right now as they're trying to get 3 wide, but the 16 of Tom Bourne decided to pull out of that one.
Yeah, looking very racy here right now as Ethan Smith holding on from his teammate right there behind in the 11 machine. Cody Reed up top along with Tom Bourne there. We're going to see Fonseca fighting hard, trying to get his way. Also going to have Danny Cochran now breaking his way up there with Tamer, who's got his way back in position. So, spins for Tamer and Cochran, and they're both right there. It's 6th and 7th, so rebounding well.
Yeah, and don't forget that it was just 2 or 3 cautions ago. It was the 81 getting into the back of the 2, sending the 2 around. So you may have to keep an eye on these 2 orange cars here. Might have an orange crush scenario, but 81 making that top lane work. 16 Tom Bourne, he looked down low there for a little bit, but couldn't make anything work as he moves back up to the top. And unfortunately for Ali Fonseca, just still stuck on the bottom.
Fonseca, they're still fighting strong, though, trying to make something work. I mean, he's been able to keep it right there around that 3rd spot and fight, but it's been tough. As you see Tamer now, he's kind of trying to slide his way up here as Tamer's had a lot of speed tonight. He's really showing that Bristol is a place that he wants to make a name for himself.
Yeah, he is, and he is all over the bumper of the 25 of Cody Reed right now. Kind of gave a little intimidator effect to Cody Reed there on the exit of one of the corners last lap. Got a little squirrely as Cody Reed doing everything he can to keep that 81 behind him, but fortunately for him, with the 24 down there, he's able to keep the 81 kind of box behind him.
Yeah, great battling there. Oh man, Fonseca's so close to the door of the 81. As you're going to see now, the 16 board trying to take advantage of it. Also, Cochran though, in the 2, he's down low. He can't let himself get stuck down there. Also, as now Fonseca continues to drop back, Cochran now going to slide up to that top line. As you're going to see now Tamer trying to take it low on the 25. Tamer has not wasted no energy tonight. If he's had a run, he has took it.
Yeah, he's kind of taking the old Dale Jr. strategy at Talladega. Wherever the run takes me, that's where I'm going to go. Usually don't see that at Bristol, but he was able to make it work there for a little bit. As he kind of shuts the door on the 24 there as he's trying to get back into the top lane. Went to the bottom, couldn't quite make it work. So I think at this point in the run, that top lane is the place to be.
Yeah, definitely top lane is the place to be right now as Tamer couldn't get it done on Reed. Bourne got it done on him. As now Bourne, he's trying to make something happen here. You can see you got to take those chances when you know you can slot back up, because if you take a chance too early, you lose track position. You may not be in the right spot to have something to happen here coming down to the end of this race. And the question is, Brian, do these guys, I mean, this is very hypothetical. This is such a low chance personally here at Bristol, but if it goes green, you got the fuel to do it. Do you take it that far on tires though?
Oh man, if I was to do that, I'd really have to do the math before I commit to doing that strategy. I think, man, I don't know. I feel like pitting halfway, between the beginning of the stage and the end of the race. I feel like that's a good strategy to call speed-wise, but at the same time, if you can't catch the guy that stayed out, that's no good. So really, you'd have to do those calculations before the race to know which one you want to do.
Yeah, and the question is, Bristol, this place is not immune to where we see tire failures. Going upwards of 100 laps here green, I've seen plenty of tire failures at the Bristol Motor Speedway. I would not put that out of range for a few guys that could start to struggle to that point where they'd have to come back down the pit road. So the question is, can you make the tires last? You got plenty of fuel, I know that, but the tires are going to be the key. But you can see there, Eric Stamping at 53. He's on that bottom group there, up ahead of this group here. We're watching with Freaky and Walter. He's really been making moves. He's on that fresh set of tires. He won that stage, came down at the stage break, and he has really been charging his way back for it. As now he's going to go past Fonseca to move himself up seventh there. As Howell going to try to follow him through the 32.
Yeah, those guys making that bottom lane work now. I don't know if it's because the 32 gets a little loose. But, those guys starting to venture back down to the bottom, maybe. Bristol's just a very interesting track. They changed it back in, about the mid-2000s. And, it's been different ever since. We've gotten used to it. We've adjusted to it. But, just a very... It's just... I feel like I say this at every track we go to, but, the Bristol's just different from everywhere else. Very unique, and, for some guys, a fun track to drive, but definitely as a spectator and broadcaster, definitely fun to come and watch a race here every time.
Oh, no doubt. I love this track, man, especially, the racing aspect of it can get frustrating when you have scenarios like this where you're quicker than somebody, but they have that preferred groove, and you're trying to make that pass. But you got to keep working them over, and that is really the aspect I like of this track. You have to make the off groove your best groove if you want to be able to make passes. If you can't make that off groove your best groove, then you're not going to make passes all night. If you can't make the bottom work, you're going to be stuck up top just trying to make passes when drivers take that chance and go low and you get to the outside. But if you want to be a driver that can make moves and go forward, you have to be able to run that bottom. And look at this, though. Up ahead is Bourne. He's trying to make a little read, but it's Eric Stamp in the 53. He's really starting to make moves on those new tires. He's driven himself up into this top 5 as he's got past Cochran. He's trying to do more than that and break into the top 3.
Yeah, and, just looking at him right now, especially taking it on the bottom 3 wide, if he can make it stick down there, not quite, but even still, looking very, very strong right now. John Forbes and Ethan Smith, just over a second ahead of this group right here. So even is a 25 in the wall, and everybody has to dodge and avoid, and they do a great job of that. As looks like maybe Eric Stamp able to squeeze on through, not quite, but just about. But even once he gets around this group of cars, he's got a little bit of work to do to get up into second and first.
Yeah, and you're also going to have the group there's Cochran. Now he gets past Reed. So great pass by Danny Cochran there, not on the fresh tires, just making a good move there on Reed. Now look at this Breaky, though. He's utilizing the fresh tires like Stamp along with Lovell there. They go around the bottom, and I'm telling you, this is showing. Tires matter at this place, man. You got to have good tires if you want to get around here. Eric Stamp now, he's going for third on Tom Bourne. I'm telling you what, Eric Stamp, he could be looking to make himself a 2-time winner this season. And what a way to do it here at Bristol. I know he won on fuel mileage, so this victory would go a long way for him if he won it on all-out pace.
Yeah, looking really good. These guys on these older tires here, like Bourne and Cochran right here, they, to me, it looks like they're looking pretty tight, really tight on exit. So, that tells me that, that right front, pretty hot, pretty warm. So, for them, maybe going all the way might not be a possibility. But for Eric Stamp there, getting those tires at the stage, going the distance might work out for him.
Yeah, this could be very, very interesting to see how this all shakes out, man. We're having such a nice run right here. You're seeing Gaudio now into 3. He needs this. Cody Reed here, him battling for 9th and 10th. Gaudio has been getting better and better as the season's gone out. He's had a lot of good qualifying runs, not the good race runs he's needed. And here tonight, having that good race run like he's had, he's stayed right around where he started. And that's been the issue he's had for most seasons. He started in a good spot, but it's fell back now. Holding on to that, but not too far behind him. That's a driver making big moves. That's the 57 of Thomas Walter there. 28th to 10th, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's, probably one of the biggest movers tonight, 18 positions. But, with Anthony Gaudio, with a truck looking like that, you can't run too bad, right? I mean, that truck looking great here tonight. But these two guys just got around Cody Reed. Cody Reed starting to fall back. We saw him, hit the wall a little bit ago. Heavy right side damage on that 25 truck. And, something we talk about every time we come to Bristol is that, while Bristol may be a short track, it's still, similar to Richmond. Very aero sensitive. You get a little bit of splitter damage on this truck here at Bristol, and that truck is noticeably slower and tighter.
Yeah, this place is very aero sensitive. It can be just like that, but I tell you what, we've had great battles nonetheless all night, and it's shaping up front. Ethan Smith and that double zeros. We're looking at Martin Morales in 91. It's great looking motorcast throwback for him. As we look up front now, that's the second place man of Forbes there. He's directly behind his teammate Ethan Smith, but they got a newcomer. It's the 53 Eric Stamp. Not even including him only, though. You got the 56 of James Lovin, who's driven his way up into this picture, man. These guys right here all on rails right now. We'll see if Stamp and Loveland can utilize the fresher tires to get around here on lap 127.
No, I always knew that if we got a long green flag run like we're in right now, that James Loveland would be a guy to watch, and here he is in fourth place, battling for a podium position right now. And for him, it kind of looks like he's able to make kind of any lane he wants to work. He's trying to make that bottom lane work against Eric Stamp right now, and if he sends it in, just a little bit farther, he might be able to pull the slide job and clear him, but not. He tried to use that lap car as a pick right there, but just not quite able to do it.
Not quite able to do it that time. Is Forbes and Smith, though, on the older tires, got to give them congratulations because they're holding on strong here, even on this long run. Seems like those two the best of the rest when it comes to that long run on the set of tires they have. But Loveland, yeah, definitely trying to set some up, but he can't look too far behind. Eric Stamp has his teammate Logan Breaky there directly behind, who's made his moves and has really been fast on the fresh set of tires also behind this group. So, man, this race clicking away very quickly, Brian. We're under 70 to go already.
Yeah, it's kind of go, man, that lap car, who was that right there? Looks like it's Morris G. Bogan trying to avoid the wall and got into Eric Stamp there a little bit. Eric Stamp maybe have a little bit of right side damage, right front damage right now. Cost him a little bit of momentum in a couple of positions right there, so he's going to have to work himself back up into battling for that top three.
Yeah, definitely going to have to try to get himself reset there, as that's unfortunate. Never really see contact from the lap car. That really upsets your chance for running good there. He's going to get up ahead of Bogan there, up ahead of him. As now it's going to Earhart directly behind him in the 41 machine. He's got pretty fresh tires also along with this group here. Same set. He's worked his way forward back up here into sixth. But now it's going to be Love with the first driver on the freshest set of tires up to third. He's going to have Forbes first, but look at the traffic up ahead of our leaders. This is about to get wild.
This is when the whole race so far. If you're Ethan Smith, you've been loving this race. You're up in the lead, driving away, and this is the point where it's absolutely dreadful. You gotta manage this lap traffic, and you just gotta hope that there's no trouble brewing right up ahead of you, because this is the most dangerous place to be right now if you're the leader.
And you got two side-by-side cars up ahead. Kerry Tribute, a little bit of contact from Ethan Smith there off the exit. The corners are so close, and you're seeing this lead group cut through here as they're going to get by. It looks like Dornack also in the 20 up high there. They'll also have Ali Fonseca up here next, and it'll be a little bit of clean track till the next group. So going to have some breathing room for Ethan Smith as he luckily has gotten through that set. Forbes also along with him has made it through there, but not too far behind is Loveland and Breaky, who have got that fresher set of tires there directly behind him. Breaky looking strong at this moment also.
Gotta say, I mentioned it a little bit ago, and I thought it was just because he was trying to pass Eric Stamp, but James Loveland, he's working that bottom lane, and he's really diving it in on entry and in the center sometimes, and I have to wonder if he's figured out a way to save some tire doing that. It doesn't look like he is saving any tire, but when he does that, he's making it work pretty well, and it doesn't seem to really slow him down all that much.
He goes looking to the inside, going to take the lunge down into 3 and 4. Not going to be able to make that work here as he comes off of 4. It's going to be Breaky, though. Going to dive into the outside lane. There goes Loveland diving in again. He'll be able to probably slot up into that top group there in front of the 29. No, allows the 29 again slide up there. He's clearing himself, but he's definitely being very self-conscious and not trying to be too aggressive with that slide back up into the group. Now holds that spot. Now Breaky goes back to the inside. Everybody trying to find something, but Ethan Smith, I mean, he has just been untouchable tonight, even on this older set of tires. His Forbes right in front of him. The two teammates, they had to put a lot of practice in this week. They are on fire.
Yeah, looking very solid, you know, really consistent with their lines. You don't see them pushing up in the center of the corner or on exit. So, you know, these guys, it's very apparent that they know what they're doing here tonight. And, you know, like you said at the very beginning of the race, I think Ethan Smith was going to be tough to beat. And right now, he's still looking tough to beat.
He's definitely been a very tough driver here to beat tonight for sure, as he's been able to hold on to these spots as they continue to battle up front. But we continue to stay green here as we're nearing 50 to go. We're going to head to our one and only commercial break of the night here at Freaky Fast Broadcast, so we get a little bit of water to wet our whistles here, as we say. We'll be right back here, folks. Don't go nowhere. And we are back here, ladies and gentlemen, for the Larry Arts Productions Throwback 200 here at Bristol. As we continue to stay green here, it's still the same battle happening up front, but we got some new contenders. It is Trevor Earhart. The 41 machine has been flying. He was making his way quietly behind these guys on the fresh tires along with them, but he has been the one that really has utilized the long run. Here he goes, makes the move for second on John Forbes, takes that second spot.
Man, what an aggressive move here late in the race at Bristol. And, you know, Zach, I think Trevor Earhart may have saved some tires. He was just sitting behind these guys, you know, kind of doing a Sunday drive type of deal. And here he is battling for the lead.
What a story it would be. First career win it would be here at the NAISCC Truck Series for Trevor Earhart if he's able to get past this 00 machine and hold on to that lap 200 mark. But I tell you what, they got a lot of lap traffic ahead, Brian. This is where the lap traffic's going to get tougher too, because these are the faster trucks.
Yeah, and that lap truck on the inside slowed down Ethan Smith. Trevor Earhart able to go to the outside, but now he's going to be slowed down by Thomas Walter right there. Ethan Smith trying to go in the middle of them all. And, I mean, this is what Bristol Racing is all about right here.
Oh, man. Walter into the 00, and that's going to let the 41 get past him here as they head down the 1. It's going to be lap 159. Oh, he gets a little help from the 11 of Forbes. That was going all haywire up front.
Man, in between it all, man, I mean, Trevor Earhart right now on the outside of John Forbes, he's going to have to chase down Ethan Smith again. And he, did all that work, and unfortunately, with everything that happened, now he's going to have to do it all over again. With 40 laps to go, does he have the tires to do it?
I tell you what, that right there, I think sealed the deal. Trevor Earhart, he's going to use the bumper when he gets here, if anything, because that just right there getting the bumper from the 11 multiple times there from the teammate of the 00. I think you may see this 41 not be as patient here as he dives it to the inside here. He's going to be trying to look for the lead here on Ethan Smith as Smith fights for everything he's got here. They're coming up on lap traffic. This is where it's going to get risky, man. Smith has been taking some risky maneuvers to go through the middle.
Yeah, I think, if you're Ethan Smith, you've seen Trevor Earhart coming and coming for, a few laps now and have to do everything you can to get through this lap track as quickly as possible, but you also got to keep that truck in one piece when the checkered flag comes out. So, this right here, you got Trevor Earhart, probably a little bit faster than Ethan Smith right now. Here at Bristol, tough place to pass at, in the middle of lap traffic. This is probably one of the best battles here in this series so far.
This has been one of the best races we've had all year long. This is setting up for a barn burner, a showstopper. I'm telling you what, this is classic Bristol material here. Old tires, fresher tires, driver better on the longer run. It's the 41 Earhart. He's all over the back deck lid now. They're going to have a lot of breathing room here and a lot of room from behind. This is going to allow Earhart to make a lot of moves. And Aria early block there on 165. Getting aggressive here. I tell you what, though, you throw blocks at Bristol, we know what's coming next.
Yeah, and that block by Ethan Smith right there, if I'm Trevor Earhart, that shows me that, hey, I can fake this guy out. I can fake like I'm going to the inside, make him overdrive the center of the corner, and then just drive on the inside on exit. So with Ethan Smith being as aggressive as he is with those blocks, he's got to be careful leaving another lane open later in the corner that Trevor Earhart can take.
You're going to see it right here, Brian. You alluded to it. Here he goes to the inside. And look at that. Smith's going to cover down low again. He's trying to hold that spot. But that 41 is not giving up yet. Earhart going low again here now. Like you said, he's got him thinking. He's got him looking in the mirror. This is how you make moves here at Bristol. Side by side as they cross the line. It's going to be Earhart again on the inside. The 00, a Smith up high. He slides up into the corner. They're keeping it side by side down the back straightaway.
Yeah, I think if Trevor Earhart can keep it consistent down on that bottom line, it's going to take several laps, but I think he'll be able to clear Ethan Smith if they don't get together. As a little bit of contact going into one, and Trevor Earhart able to clear Ethan Smith.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was Ethan Smith trying to hang on to it, got a little bit into that quarter panel of the 41, not able to get there. Now Trevor Earhart to the lead here with less than 30 to go, and that will go away quickly here at Bristol if we don't get a yellow. But at any moment at Bristol, we know it's looming. That yellow flag is waiting in Barney's hands. He knows. He's itching for that moment, Brian.
Well, the thing about it is that 30 laps at Bristol doesn't seem like a lot, and it really isn't. But if you're Trevor Earhart, these are the longest 30 laps that you've ever driven in the Truck Series here on Monday nights because, these half-mile laps right here are feeling like 2-mile laps to him.
That they are, and he is just driving away. And you can see Ethan Smith, he's got passed by Forbes now. He's kind of imploded a little bit here. He's gotten to the wall twice there, and now got some damage on that truck. He's going to be looking to hang on, and there it is, though. Caution out on the racing surface, and I believe that is Alexander Light there sitting on the front straightaway by the start-finish line. I think he might have got a little bit of help from maybe the number 2 of Danny Cochran.
Yeah, it just looks like a case of, two guys going for the same piece of pavement there.
That it does is we'll go back here on the Freaky Fast replay. You're going to see here is the 97 Alexander Light. He was 1 lap down at this point here. And Danny Cochran there on that lead lap, fighting with Tom Bourne, trying to jump back up in that top lane. Slides up and just catches that quarter panel of that 97. Sends him around on the front straightaway. And this is going to set up here, I think, for a definite pit stop here now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely must take tires right here. That's not an option at this point.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see anybody staying out here. It's all going to be about aggression, and I tell you what, as we near that 20 to go mark, even it's going to pick up even more, man. It's going to get a little bit rowdy, I think, here in these final 25 laps, Brian. everybody at home better get ready because we've seen a pretty clean green race for majority of this race. Great racing. I think that aggression level is going to pick up. You're going to see a little bit of bumpers thrown, a little bit of door banging.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, before this caution here, we saw how aggressive that Forbes was willing to be to try to help his teammates stay in the lead, and then we saw how aggressive that Ethan Smith was willing to be with throwing those blocks on Trevor Earhart, and then we saw how aggressive Trevor Earhart was willing to be to try to get around Ethan Smith. So those three guys right there. Even with 30 35 to go, racing really really hard, and now that they're all bunched back up together, got some fresh tires, feeling good, and with less than 30 laps into this race now, I think by the time we go green it'll be roughly around 20 to go, and I mean, this is shaping up to be a good old Bristol classic.
Shaping up indeed, Brian. And looking at our race off of pit road, it looks like it's going to be Trevor Earhart winning that race off pit road over John Forbes there. It looks like Breaky going to come home in third there out of pit road. Forbes going to be Ethan Smith. He got a little bit of work done on that right side of that truck there for that damage. And then the 56, Loveland back there in that in that fifth position. So that's going to be your top five as they left pit road. Eric Stamp there, Danny Cochran 7th, Tom Bourne 8th, Blake Howell in the 9th, Martin Morales in the 9th position, Dakota Moniz in 10th. So great race off of pit road there, but Earhart going to have control of the field. Now, does he have the pace? He qualified third, so he's had good pace all night. Just made that call to stay out there at that end of that stage there and wait till the stage to make the pit stop. And that's what allowed him to use those fresh tires to get up to this spot. Does he have the speed now to hold off Forbes and Breaky and Smith and Loveland? I mean, you've got a hungry group of drivers here. But I tell you what, Earhart, we've seen him before. He's been a champion here at leagues we've had at Freaky Fast Broadcast, and he has the mental fortitude to pull this off.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head of what I was just about to say. We've seen some of these guys, what they're able to do with a difference in tire wear, but now everybody's on the same playing field again. It's just like the beginning of the race, except instead of 200 to go, we have 20 to go. So going to be interesting to see who has the short run pace here at the end and who doesn't.
Who's going to have the pace here to come down to the end and win the Larry Arts Productions Throwback 200 here at Bristol. Pace truck is in. We're going to see where they go. Green flag is off of the way as Earhart is shot out of a cannon. It's going to be side by side for that second spot as Smith tries to take it from his teammate Forbes, though on the bottom, rockets out of 2.
Earhart did as best as he could that lap, but he's got to be careful. John Forbes utilizing that inside lane. Maybe doesn't want to give that up, but looks like that outside lane right now prevailing as of this lap. Ethan Smith looking down low, trying to figure out how's he going to get around his teammate. This is kind of reversal of how they've been running the whole race, so going to be interesting to see how these guys race each other here at the end.
We're seeing this battle back here. Tom Bourne in the bottom lane trying to make something happen on Eric Stamp, but he's got the 2 of Cochran up high along with Moniz in the 5 trying to follow him through here down the back straightaway as everybody looks for that outside lane. The bottom lane not making ground right now as you'll see Cochran try to take spots here from Bourne as Stamp pulls away down the back straight from the 2.
Yeah, these the 2 and the 16 racing each other right now, kind of stalling each other out right now. But Eric Stamp trying to figure out a way how to get around James Loveland. We've seen Loveland be quick on the long run here tonight, but here he is towards the end of the race, looking like he's going to have some short run pace as he dives beneath the 29. Not quite going to be able to make that slide job work. If he does it again this corner, he might be able to clear him. But just that pace is not. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, he's able to do it actually off the 2 up there. As you see Loveland slide up there up in front. As you see Bourne and Cochran still fighting here on the front nose. And Dakota Moniz is now, he tries to slide his way up there, but can the 16 get into that spot and take control? It looks like he may have enough room, but just not enough there as Moniz squeezes the 5 to the outside, but the 16 clears him here in the corner. As now is great racing. Oh no, Earhart, I think he might have had an issue, or sorry, something happened there. Earhart got took out by a lap car, I think.
Oh no. I'll have to look back and see what happened.
Oh no, he made a mistake, actually. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, major incident here for our leader, Earhart. He gets loose coming off the corner and then loses it. I mean, we're going to see here, he's coming off a 4, loses the rear end. just trying to go so fast to hold on to this lead, gets into the 20th. Thornock, who's there, he bounces off of him. And then as he's down here after that big slide, you're going to see he goes off into one here, man. He's already taken it behind the wall also. But this car just steps out from under him. He loses the rear. That's just overheating the tires from that big slide there, going off into the corner, trying to hold on to that lead with a big drive off in there to stay ahead of that 11. And, man, right around like that goes the 41 in front of the field. Love on his teammate. Know where to go. That is the worst possible scenario there is for teammates to get involved in it.
Man, and the reason he initially slid coming out on exit is, man, he's just driving it. He's trying to go as fast as he can go. He wants these laps to click off as fast as possible. He wants to stay ahead of those guys behind him, and just unfortunate, a little bit of a mistake. And once you slide those rear tires a little bit, going into the next corner, you got to be really careful. Those things are going to want to slide again, and that's exactly what we saw. But just absolute heartbreak for Trevor Earhart here tonight, running really good, and just a little bit of a mistake, and Bristol bit him.
Yeah, it's also heartbreaking. Loveland. I mean, his teammate there, it blew his motor. He got the iRacing, required damage flag, the meatball flag as we call it here on iRacing, and so his night goes from a top 5 night to now sitting on pit road getting some damage, trying to get fixed up to make it to the end of this race, and I don't know if he'll have time. And now this is going to position Forbes out front. Forbes is going for his 3rd win now. 2nd in a row also. Winner at Michigan last week. Winner at Daytona to start the season. Can he get the 3rd here at Bristol? What a way for his season to keep going if Forbes could do this. This is just crazy stuff. But you're going to have his teammate also there in the 00 Smith. The question is, how nice are these two going to play, Brian? That is the question, because Forbes has the 2 wins. Smith has the 0 wins. But I can tell you this much. Having 2 wins doesn't make you want to win less.
Oh, absolutely not. And, our viewers out there may not know, but you and I, we've been teammates for several years now. We've seen ourselves in these situations. And, how do you think we would play this scenario out, Zach?
Well, this is a perfect time, I think, to give a shout out to our sponsor, ButtKicker. Just because you're definitely going to be feeling something. So if you want to feel what you've been missing out there, make sure you head on over to ButtKicker.com so you can get yourself immersed in the game. And you never know, you can feel those impacts of these bumpers I think we might see involved here at the end. So make sure, like I said, over to ButtKicker.com, use that promo code FreakyFast20 to get 20% off. And while we're at it, also, let's give us a shout out to Advanced Sim Racing, our other sponsor here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Use that discount code FreakyFast5 to get 5% off there of any purchase at Advanced Sim Racing. So make sure you head over to Advanced Sim Racing and check them out. They got all types of great simulator, just anything you need for iRacing, simulation racing, just go on over there. Trust me, you're going to not be disappointed. So make sure you head on to Advanced Sim Racing and tell Freaky Fast by using that promo code. But here we go. Pace truck is in. We're ready to go. We'll see what the teammates can do. It's going to be 9 to go and across the line. And here he goes. Forbes off and away.
Yeah, another perfect restart by the leader. Leaders tonight been solid with those restarts. And Forbes able to gap Ethan Smith here as they head off into 3. Got about a 3 truck length lead as they come across the line for 8 to go.
Yeah, Forbes really able to jump out to a nice sizable gap here already to start this off. 8 to go. And in the flash of no time, that could be over with. It's Danny Cochran, though, that first truck on the bottom lane back there in the 2 machine. He's stuck battling with Tom Bourne as they make a little contact down the front straightaway. They're going to be racing down into 1. And, they're going to be sliding out the racetrack. But it looks like Bourne going to get the worst of that as Cochran holds on. Here comes Cody Reed diving into the inside. But Cochran's going to have the outside here entering into the corner.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is going to be a little bit hectic back here with these guys 2x2. These guys are going to be pulling off moves that they haven't so far tonight. As, we're down to 6 to go now. Not a whole lot of time left to make something happen.
And the caution is out on the racetrack once more again. 8th time of the night here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. And I think it may be involved with at least the 15th time screen. I think he got into that. But I think the 12 of Ryan Ferraro may be what is bringing out this yellow here. As he's got a little bit of contact, I believe, from the 10 of carry track views. We'll go back here on the Freaky Fast replay here for our caution this night, and you'll see there's the 12 up high, pretty slow, just kind of riding along there on the top side, just trying to make laps happen. And then off into the corner carry trap, you all just loses the rear into the back of the 12. And, man, Ferraro goes around. There's Thomas Green. Another tough run for him tonight in that 15 after bright spots throughout the season. But tough ordeal for a few of these guys.
Yeah, I gotta wonder if the 12 had some engine damage or something there. He was a little bit off pace right there, and I don't think that truck behind him really expected him to be that slow.
It's definitely the possible for sure cause of that for sure, man. And we'll see how this all shapes up now. Are we gonna have a green-white checkered? Is my question here. Is we're gonna get a non-official green-white checkered since we're here on lap 4. We'll see what the lights do this time. If they click off, that would mean we are going to be going back green. But if they don't, I think we'll be going for our first overtime attempt of the night. As the truck lights don't click off, yeah, I believe we will be going into overtime. So, wow, Brian, this sets it up. Overtime here tonight at Bristol. It's going to be a pretty interesting finish here. I can't wait to see that Fletcher Forestry's white flag, because once we get that, fireworks are going to fly.
If they haven't already. But I think if you're the leader, with what I've seen so far tonight, it takes a couple laps for second place to really start getting anything going. So I think if you're John Forbes, if you can nail this restart and stay mistake free, I think your odds of winning are pretty high.
I think you're right about this. Forbes here sitting in a good spot to look to go 2 in a row, get that 3rd victory of the season. Smith, though, so dominant all night long. He sees it right in his grasp. Is he can just time this restart well enough. That's the key. As the leader here, Forbes is going to have the ability to go when he wants. He as soon as that pace car is off that racing surface, he has control of the field, and he can go. And I tell you what, Forbes is going to have a good chance here to build a sizable gap. And, I mean, if you're someone like, Logan Brakey there in 4th, I'm looking to possibly get 2nd, Brian. This is a good spot to be. Personally, if you're him, I mean, it's just really going to depend. Does Forbes take the high line, which I think he does?
Yeah, I think he will, and you're right, Zach. I had not considered that. Logan Brakey does stand to gain a couple of positions here and get himself into that podium position. Being on the outside, that's a preferred lane here on the short run, and I think he might be able to steal a couple of positions here in this green-white checkered.
We'll have to see how it all plays out. First green-white checkered attempt here of the night. 1 of 3 possible ones here for the Larry Arts Productions Throwback 200 here at the Bristol Motor Speedway for the NAISCC Truck Series, brought to you by Race Car Graveyard. We're getting them brought down the back straightaway for possibly the last time of the night by the pace truck. The pace truck's going to look to take the hard left-hand turn down the banking, head to pit road, and he hopes his job's done for tonight as we get ready to go back green flag racing. It's going to be over at time. Tip number 1, Forbes off and away. Another good start. That's going to allow Brakey, like I said, to get the jump he needs. He might try to slide up the 3rd past his teammate, Stamp.
Well, he might be there, but it looks like Ethan Smith is going to clear. He is. What is Logan Brakey going to do? He's going to send it on the outside again. But either way, John Forbes is off into the sunset with 1 to go here.
And that is your white flag, your Fletcher's Forestry white flag here tonight for the NAISCC Truck Series, brought to you by Race Car Graveyard. It's one final time down to 3 and 4. It's nobody able to challenge Forbes. Back-to-back victories, race win number 3 of the season for him. And it's going to be Smith 2nd, Brakey home 3rd.
Tell you what, that's another pretty good race here on Monday nights.
Monday nights knows how to get it done, Brian. That's for sure, buddy. I tell you what, we are glad to be a part of it here at the Race Car Graveyard Truck Series. It is always a pleasure to call it. And, man, Forbes, what a victory. Able to get it done here. 2 in a row. Michigan last week, now back here in Bristol. Forbes is on a roll, and he's making a statement to say he might be the favorite this season, Brian.
Well, he said, I can win on a 2-mile track, I can win on a 2.5-mile track, and I can win on a half-mile track. It doesn't matter how long or short the track is, I can win there.
And what a way to do it here on a throwback race. That'll make it even more special for Forbes. Just a great night overall here at the Truck Series here, man. It's just been a pleasure to call us. He's going to bring it down to the front straightaway here, and we're going to get to see him celebrate here for race victory number 3 of the season for the 11 of John Forbes there. As he burns it down on the front straightaway of the Bristol Motor Speedway. We're going to go try to find our top 3 drivers here tonight to get them up in the booth to have a chat with us about tonight's fantastic finish here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. We'll be right back. All right, we're back here, ladies and gentlemen, for our post-race interviews tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway for the Larry's Arts Productions throwback here, 200 at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Thank you all for joining us tonight. It's been a really great coverage, I gotta say, of this race. It's been so fun to call. But we gotta talk to our top 3 finishers now and get their perspective on tonight's action here up in the booth. First up, we got our third place man, Logan Breaky. Logan, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, man.
Gotcha.
Well, man, back up here in the top 3 once again, man. I tell you what, a great run here at Bristol and a hard-fought battle, man. You had to work your way up from that 14th starting position. How was it out there tonight getting yourself into this position?
It was, yeah. I mean, like you said, it was hard fought. We struggled there at the start. Kept getting caution after caution. Couldn't really get a long green flag run in. And me and my teammate Eric, that's when we knew we were going to be really good. Was when we got that when we would get a green flag run, and we just couldn't get that. So it was just a matter of survival. And then as it got closer to the stage, we started to play a little bit of strategy there, and I think that's ultimately what got us to where we finished was the strategy before the stage, and just allowed us to drive up to the front on that long green flag run. So this feels amazing. It's really happy with this finish.
Hey Logan, it's Brian in the booth, and congrats on the third place finish. But there with that green white checkered, we seen you battling Ethan Smith there for second. Tried to get it to his outside, but couldn't quite get there. Is there anything looking back on it that maybe when you come back here for another Bristol race, is there anything you'd like to try differently there to try to get that second place?
When you're in that position, when you're restarting fourth on that outside, that's about all you can really do is just try to time, especially with John taking the top on that restart there, is just to time your restart as best you can with him, so you get a good launch and get to the guys outside, like I did. So I don't know that there's much else I could have done. Maybe given him the bumper in 3 and 4 on the white flag there, but I wasn't going to do that for second place. So I don't think I would have played that any differently if I had the chance to do it again.
Well, man, still a great run nonetheless. Able to bring it home in that third place position, Logan. I tell you what, man, we head off the Bristol dirt next week here, so we're going to throw dirt on the racetrack. How you about feeling coming back here 1 week later?
Honestly, really stoked. I was saying before this race, I've had such a rough stretch the past 3 weeks. Just terrible luck, getting damage early on. That's killed my chances from a competitive standpoint. And I was joking around that, like, okay, we're back-to-back weekends at Bristol. Cosmetic damage doesn't kill you that much. This is a good opportunity for us to finally claw our way into a good finish. So, we're going to come out of Bristol dirt with some beat up fenders. I'm sure everybody is. So, really, really excited for that. Actually, haven't raced competitively on Bristol dirt yet. So that should be a lot of fun next week.
Yeah, man, I tell you, we're pretty excited up here in the booth too to see you guys slinging the dirt around next week. But before we let you get out of here, Logan, and get prepared for the dirt next week, man, anybody wants to shout to?
Yeah, first and foremost, my buddy Justin Teal at Color Teal Graphics for painting this phenomenal throwback scheme. Phenomenal Dave Blaney throwback scheme. This thing looks so good. I'm glad I was able to keep the fenders on it, keep it looking nice and shiny. My team, Armadillo Motorsports, Armadillos Keep Digging. That's how we came away with third and fourth today. You guys for broadcasting, all the admins for putting on a great show, and honestly, all the guys for keeping this a relatively clean race. We wrecked a lot there at the beginning, but this could have gone a lot worse. So big shout out to the guys for running so clean, and then a really big shout out to my aunt and uncle for letting me use their house this weekend. I lost power, lost internet at my house, so I had to move my entire setup to their place. So wouldn't be racing today if it weren't for their generosity. So big shout out to them.
Awesome stuff, Logan, man. Well, great job bringing home a third place finish, man. We'll catch you next time out there. Hopefully again up here on the podium.
Yes, sir. Thanks, guys.
All right, everybody. That was your third place driver there of Logan breaking the 29 machine. Great drive for him tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway. But we're going to move on now. The guy who, somewhat dominated this race. You hate to see kind of him not come out here with a victory. It's the 00 Ethan Smith. Started on pole position, had control of this race for a majority of the night. Didn't get the stage win due to strategy, but was very, very strong. Let's hear from this 00 Ethan Smith, though. Just coming up a little bit short to his teammate. Hey, Ethan, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, man.
I got you.
Well, Ethan, man, I tell you what, this has got to be somewhat of a bittersweet run, I'd imagine, here for you tonight, man. Getting that 1-2 finish there with your teammate John, but definitely got to probably feel like this one got away from you. The 0-0 looked really dominant tonight. It just seems like the strategy maybe come back to bite you there with a few guys on fresher tires.
Yeah, it was a good call on their part. I didn't want to get fresh tires because we were getting cautions every once in a while, so I was just assuming maybe there'll be one or two more, and then I was going to pit, but there wasn't. It went green for a long time, and then the other guys came up with fresher tires, and uh, me and Trevor were racing pretty hard for a few laps, and eventually just slid up, and I got pinched in between the wall and him. It sucks when you lead 100 and something laps, most of it, and you just get damage that allows you not to turn. I was actually very fortunate with the ending. I'm upset that I didn't get the win, but I'm glad I was still able to hang in there for second, and glad my teammate got the win.
Hey Ethan, it's Brian in the booth, and while second may suck tonight, but with your teammate winning, both of you guys tonight definitely looked like the most consistent trucks out there all night long. Didn't really look like you guys were pushing a whole lot. Looks like you had the tires under you. Just wanted to ask you, how much practice went into this race, and what were some of the key things that you picked up on?
Well, I've always loved this track, and I've always been fairly good at it. I think last season, I think I got fifth here, and I learned a lot from that race. Yeah, we practiced as a team. We practiced a lot this week, numerous practices, um, and we all talked about which ways, what's faster, what saves the tires better. And I was pretty quick in practice. If I remember correctly, I was the fastest one out there, and it was being fast is nice, but it doesn't always save the tires. So we really focused on that, staying out in front, and lap traffic was a little difficult tonight sometimes, but it was a good race. I was fortunate to get what I got after the damage.
Yeah, definitely so, Ethan. Know how damage can be sometimes, especially at Bristol. It definitely a little bit of aero definitely affects these things for sure a lot, man. But heading off here next week, we're gonna be right back at the same spot, Bristol Dirt, man. How do you feel about coming in here on the dirt surface?
Last season I was doing pretty good when we did Eldora, and I do like racing in the dirt. I've actually practiced a lot more since then, so I'm feeling pretty confident. Just like I was tonight for this race, I'm feeling pretty good. I would expect the similar turnout, just hopefully with me in the winning it.
Well, man, we hope to possibly see that play out there for you tonight. Had a dominant performance here tonight, man. Led a lot of laps, just unfortunately coming up short. But like you said, fortunately, it is to your teammate John there. But before we let you get out here tonight, before we let you get out here tonight, Ethan, anybody want to send a shout out to?
My teammates, every single one of them. We talked a lot through the race. We talked about who's doing what's a good strategy what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. Me, John Forbes, and Cody Reed, we held the top three for the first quarter of the race. I mean, it was awesome. Unfortunately, we couldn't finish it that way, but just want to thank my teammates, family, friends watching, anybody else that's watching, you guys for putting this on, and Danny, Hot Lab Designs for the scheme, sterile wall trip scheme.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, look good out there tonight, Ethan, man. Congrats on second. We'll catch you next time out there at the Bristol Dirt Track, man.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. That was your second place driver tonight. Driver who dominated majority of the night. Just coming up a little bit short to the man of the hour. It's him, the race winner 3 times this season. The 11 has come out on top. And I tell you what, in each of those races, you could say, I mean, you didn't expect it. Here tonight, I'd say it was probably his best performance overall, just from an overall race perspective of a win he's got. But man, what a season he's had and what a race victories he's had in the 3 he's got. Let's hear from John Forbes now here at Bristol. Hey, John, it's Zach here in the booth, man. You got a copy?
10-4.
Well, buddy, back-to-back wins, back in victory lane, third one of the season. I mean, this one's got to be special, too, here at Bristol Motor Speedway, man. How's it feel to get another win and put another one on your belt?
Yeah, definitely had the speed all night. Knew we could get it done. Did a lot of practice this week with the team and stuff, so definitely paid off tonight. It was so much fun battling out there all night long up in the front. It was just a dogfight, especially when the guys behind us got new tires and stuff, but overall, yeah, that was a really fun one. Definitely happy to take that one home.
Hey, John, it's Brian, and kind of alluding to those guys on new tires catching y'all. I mean, y'all were over a second ahead of them, and with about somewhere around 40 to go, here comes Trevor Earhart, and I just wanted to know, did you expect him to really come up and get in the mix of things, or did you and Ethan think that even on those old tires, you were going to be able to hold him off?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised just because we didn't know if anyone behind us had pit or not. I mean, but yeah, the run got going and we thought we had a decent lead. And then I look back in my mirror and I see this three trucks just absolutely dogging up to the front. So I didn't know what was going to happen when they caught up to us, but it kind of seemed like you really had to manage your tires, be able to make passes, even having newer tires late in the run, because like Loveland got stuck behind us, but Earhart came up later and was able to pass all of us just because he had saved his tires a little bit better. So yeah, I definitely wasn't expecting it, but I was glad we were able to hold most of them off for at least most of that run.
Well, man, you guys did it there. You got the job done there on the overtime restart, man. I was able to hold off the rest of the field there to get the victory for your third one of the season, John. And now we come back here next week. It's Bristol Dirt, and looking at the stats from last season, you didn't have the greatest finish at the Eldora race that we did have, but you did lead 28 laps in that race, man. So, do you feel like you can take, it's, I mean, a very, very different, of course, dirt tracks. But do you think you can take a little bit of experience from last year on the dirt to the Bristol dirt track next week?
For sure. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Like I did lead a lot of laps Eldora and got wrecked on the last lap. So that's why my finish wasn't as good as it should have been. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's always fun coming here with the dirt. So yeah, definitely me grind out practice this week as always. Yeah, definitely looking forward to it.
Well, John, I tell you what, before we let you get out of here and go get ready and try to get that fourth victory next week here back at Bristol, anybody want to send a shout out to for your victory tonight?
Yeah, I want to, as always, want to give a big shout out to my parents. But this week, and also having Ride Rat on board, starting as a weekly thing now, so that's pretty cool. And then, yeah, the throwback weekend was this week, so I want to thank my brother a lot for making this dope scheme. Nice Jimmy Johnson throwback. So, yeah, I want to thank you guys as well. It was a great night. I hope the broadcast is gonna be super fun to watch as always. So, yeah, have a great night, guys.
Well, you too, John. Congrats, like we said, on the win here tonight, buddy. The third one of the season. We'll see what you can do back here at Bristol in 1 week.
Thanks, guys.
All right, everybody. That was John Forbes, the winner here tonight. Third one of the season here for the NAISCC Truck Series. What a job by him to get another victory, man. I tell you what, he's starting to rack them up. He's, coming into the season, we definitely had Forbes on the list of drivers we had to watch just due to his performance last season. But his overall flip this season has been very, very big, and I think it's his coming out party. So we'll get to see if he can get some more wins added to that total before the rest of the season goes out. But let's pull up our Sac City diecast race results here at the NAISCC Race Car Graveyard Truck Series. You can see our Freaky Fast top 10. There it is. John Ford bringing him that third victory of the season. Ethan Smith, his teammate, just killing up a little bit short after having a dominant performance. Third is going to go to Logan Breakey. Fourth is going to go to Eric Stamp. Both those two drivers from Armadillo Motorsports having great nights. Fifth is going to be Danny Cochran after a rebound from a spin early. Sixth is going to go to Cody Reed. Seventh is Dakota Maniz. Great run for him. Eighth is Tom Bourne. Ninth going to go to Blake Howell. Rounding out that Freaky Fast top 10 is Martin Morales Jr., who almost had the longest climb through the field, but that goes to the driver behind him in 11th with Tyler Dingler, who had the most passes on the night from 31st to 11th. So a lot of big movers, but as we look through the rest of the list, Trevor Earhart's got to be the one, along with James Love, and those two that I look through that list and say, man, what could have been here tonight? Earhart leading when that caution came out with 30 to go, had the lead strong till the very, very end with 10 to go. He gets an incident with the lap car, takes out his teammate Loveland also with him. Got to be a tough ending tonight for that group.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that you never want to see is a mistake by one guy and taking out a teammate. That's, like you said, when it happens, Zach, is that's a worst case scenario. And unfortunately, that's going to show up in the points after this race. And so, they'll have to go back to the drawing board and come back here next week when there's dirt on the track and see if they can have another shot at it.
Well, speaking of that, Brian, like you said, we head back here 1 week from tonight back here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting with the NAISCC Truck Series here as they come back to the Bristol Motor Speedway, but this time a little bit of a different take on it. It's going to have dirt on top of it. Yes, sir. And that dirt track has been updated a little bit, too. A little bit different profile to it than we had last season. A little bit different baking. Progressive, I've heard, actually, with it. So we're going to see how that shakes up the racing. But, Brian, heading off into next week, man, I mean, what can we expect? I know you know a little bit more about dirt than me. You think we're going to have a really good race or what?
Well, I definitely think if the little bit I've seen of the new Bristol Dirt on iRacing, it does seem like there's something. If it's not progressive banking, it's something like progressive banking. So if that is the case, which I think it is, then I mean that's going to lead to some pretty good racing because I think the fast lane is going to be that top lane. However, I mean it's going to be slide job city in the corners here at Bristol because with as wide as this track is. If you can send it in there, make it stick, and slide up in front of that guy you're trying to pass and slow him down, that's going to lead to some great racing, and it's going to be quite the spectacle here in a week here on Freaky Fast.
That it will be, Brian. So make sure you don't miss out on that, ladies and gentlemen. I got to say thank you all for tuning in here tonight. It's been a special night of coverage here at the NAISCC Truck Series, brought to you by Race Car Graveyard here as we have the Larry's Arts Production Throwback 200 here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. And what a race it was with John Forbes bringing home his third victory of the season. But like I always say here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting, if you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Hit that subscribe button if you also did too, so you can you can see when our content comes out. And if you hit the bell notification button right beside it, you'll be notified when we go live and when we drop our next piece of content here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. It's been a pleasure to call all the action here tonight alongside Brian Johnson and our producer Robert Moyer Jr. As always, say thank you all for tuning in. Stay freaky fast.